So formally, good morning and thank you for joining our gyrokinesis class. Big thanks to Leah for leading us up and volunteering her time, and Sharon for making this connection for us. As you know, this is a fundraiser for the Relay for Life of Menlo Park in Palo Alto. We have 10 donors and over $330 raised, which is a good start for a Saturday morning. We're going to get a good workout here, learn about some gyrokinesis. I know this is new for a few of us, but thanks to fundraisers like this, we're able to fund the mission at the American Cancer Society to support people impacted by cancer. So thank you for the donations, thank you for the time, and like we kind of demonstrated, if you'd like to do this class in honor or in celebration or memory of someone, we have our memory cards or honor cards. You can hold them up now. I'll explain mine just real quick. September is Pediatric Cancer Awareness Month. So I know more, but these are 4 little cancer survivor warriors that I know that I'll be doing today's class in honor of. It's Grayson, Tomas, Gianluca, and Heather, all thriving, healthy, and well these days. So I invite you to hold yours up, think about your people throughout class, and I'll throw it over to Leah to take us through our practice here.
Okay, are we holding our signs up now? Yay. Did you want to tell us who we're holding it up for, Blaine?
You can do yours, yeah.
Yeah, this is my sister-in-law, Nicole Royo Botello, and she is a warrior with cancer right now. And so this is in honor of her. Thank you, everybody, for coming today, and I thank you very much for supporting Relay for Life. For the American Cancer Society, cancer has been in my life. It's been with my parents, both died of cancer. It's something that touches every single one of us. So this is in honor of those who have come before, who are in the grips of dealing with cancer right now. I know I myself, I did too. And for those who, this money goes to helping those for the future, that we can, have more resources available for those that get struck by cancer. So as I say that, I just want to start off by finding your comfortable seated position. So we're going to start there. And to do that, we want to just kind of find a place where you're sitting on your stool or your chair. And I want you to kind of think of, we're going to go through what we call 3 planes of motion. We're going to be moving in 3 planes of motion. If you don't know what gyrokinesis is, it comes from the gyrotonic expansion system. It's kind of like the floor work to the gyrotonic expansion system. And we move in 3 planes of motion. What makes that beautiful is because all day long, you and I are moving in 3 planes of motion. So we're going to see the sagittal plane, which is kind of the wheel plane. We're going to be doing a rotational plane. And we also have a side plane, or what we call a coronal plane. Okay, so we're going to be moving in all 3. And a lot of systems will break those planes down really systematically. What we do is we put them all together. But I'm going to start by breaking them down so that you do understand how we move in those 3 planes. We're going to start at the first plane, first figuring out where we sit. So when you're sitting here, you want to kind of reference your sit bones, where your seated bones, your sitting bones, you're right on top of that stool, and you want to kind of hinge a little bit forward and feel that you're on the front side of those sit bones. And then come to where you're right on top of those sit bones, and then just kind of rock back a little bit, and you'll find you're on the back side of those sit bones. So we can come right on top of the sit bones, slightly forward of the sit bones, back on top of the sit bones, and back behind them. Now, we need to reference the rest of our body. So what I'm going to have you do is I'm going to take a side view so that you can kind of see this. I'm going to give you some reference points. That means the forehead, bottom of the sternum, and the pubic bone down, and drawing a plumb line straight down, attaching all those and aligning all those. And we also have the base of the skull, the posterior ribs, and the sacrum, and aligning all those. So it's kind of like you're sitting between a wall. And when we go into our curl, we go to the back side of those sit bones. We want to think of that forehead and the pubic bone aligning in a plumb line, and the posterior ribs sitting a little posterior in relationship to those 2. And then we align them all again, right? Front and back. And then if we rock to the back side, we're going to go into what we call a little bit of an arch. And that will be the base of the skull and the sacrum in alignment with a plumb line. the bottom of the sternum slightly anterior, and then we align them all. So we go to the curl, forehead pubic bone, posterior rib, center, arch, base of skull sacrum, bottom of sternum, center. Again, align, we go to the curl, you're on the backside of the sit bones, aligning those points, center, and going to the arch and center. So that's our first plane of motion. It's kind of what we call our wheel or our sagittal plane. And then we have the rotation. And with your legs, like where do they go, right? If they're too far out, you're gonna be kind of falling forward onto your sitting bones. You don't want them so narrow that you're kind of on the backside of the sit bones, or you don't have a little access to move. So you're gonna kind of find a nice position angled out from your pelvis. And then you want your anterior hip bones, the knees, and the first and second toes to line. What that means is I don't want to see my feet. Notice how my knees are going out this way, but my feet now are going out this way. So I want them kind of all lined up. Again, reference those sit bones down. Imagine all those anchor points front and back in a line. Drilling those sit bones down, we're going to rotate to the right and then back to center. We want to think of rotating from our navel rather than just our head, right? So we want to rotate all the way to the left and back to center. You might notice how I'm keeping one hand on my left thigh. So as I rotate to the right, I don't take it along with me, right? And I may use my hand to give myself this anterior hip bone to give myself a little encouragement for that rotation to center. So that's our rotation or transverse plane. And then we're going to go to our side bend. So I want you to think of all those dots aligning front and back. We're between two planes of glass. And we're just going to side arch over to the right, back up. Both sit bones are drilling straight down and center and over to center and over. So those are our three planes. We're going to take those planes and I'm going to go side view. And we're going to make a big motion called a wave because we're going to see the wave. So all the alignment that we've been sitting, and then we're going to come into a little bit of an arch. So base of skull, sacrum slightly anterior, posterior to the anterior of the bottom sternum. We're going to hold that position. We're going to hinge it forward until we get to feeling like, uh-oh, I can't hold that position. This may collapse. And then you're going to start to press with your feet and curl back. And then you're going to line yourself back up through your spine, back to your home position where all of the dots are aligned. We're going to go into the little arch. We're going to hinge it forward as far as we can, and then we're going to curl back. We rock to the backside of the sit bones and then come back up. And that's called our wave. We'll even see that wave where we slightly rock to the backside. I feel like I'm a sail being hit by a wind. And then we're going to rock down as far as we can. And then like a snake, we're going to bring our eyes through our nose, our chin, our chest, and we're arching back. And then we rock to the backside of those sit bones and we can curl again. Go into the curl, reach the crown of the head, the eyes come through the nose, the chin, the chest, and release. Now and so those are our three planes of motion plus a wave. Arch and curl, spiral, side arch, and a wave. So those are really our basic moves. Before we start, I just want to mention if anything doesn't feel right as we go through this, you're going to be monitoring your own bodies. I won't be able to see you really what you're doing. So just if something doesn't feel right, please don't do it. Try perhaps making the motion smaller or just going back into one of these planes of motion, okay? Let's get started. So before we start, let's just start by rubbing our hands together, generating some heat through the palms of our hands. Once you've got some good heat going, I want you to take that heat, I want you to bring it into your face and just bathe your face, allowing your hands to drop down through your torso, out through your pelvis and legs, and back into the floor. We're gonna bring our hands down by our side. We've got all our anchor points. We're in our home position. We're gonna hinge forward. We're not curling, we're not arching, we're just taking our whole spine and hinging it forward. We're gonna go around the right side of the sit bone to the back. We're gonna hinge forward to the center. We're doing like a figure eight. We're gonna go around that left sit bone and back to up through the center. So notice the figure eight. Spine stay nice and straight. It's not arching, it's not curling, it's just hinging, right? Let's go around the right side, up the center, to the left. We're gonna stop when we get to the center. We're gonna reverse that. We're gonna go back. We're gonna go around that left sit bone. Back through the center and to the right. And back through the center. And again left. And back. And right. Let's go through that cycle one more time. And back. And to the left. Coming to still at the center. Good. Bring your arms up. And you're going to interlace them. And we're going to do now an upper body figure eight. So you're just with your upper body. You just have your hands laced behind the base of your skull. You're just going to do this little figure eight here. And you can have a little breath. This little breath that I'm making, if you can hear it, it's like a what without a T. It's called a bottle breath. And it has this little percussive contraction of the abdominals as you make it. So it's a little. And then we're going to reverse that. I feel like I'm doing a little backstroke with just my upper body, just my upper arms. So it just feels like a very gentle backstroke. And again, we can add that breath, that what without a T, bottle breath. One more time through. We're going to come and rest to center, and we're going to do a little curl. Right? So now forehead, pubic bone align, right? And then we're going to come up and we're going to do a little arch. Feel your scapula scoop underneath your rib cage. You're just like taking a big sunbathe. And I want you to rotate now to the right. And let's do a little curl over that right thigh and a little arch. And then back to the center, we curl and arch. To the left, curl over that left thigh, curl and arch. To the center, we curl and arch. You can add that bottle breath. Center. To the left. And to the center. Now take it over to the right. I want you to feel like you're just taking in some beautiful sun rays. It's a beautiful blue sky. And we're just gonna do a nice little side sweep over to the left and then taking the rays over on the left. Sunbathing, I like to call it, and over again over the right. Taking the rays to the sun to the right, and of course one more to the left. And from here, coming to center, releasing your hands, they're gonna come down, and then they're gonna float up. So we're going into a little curl and a little arch. And the arms are diving down, and then they're floating up as if they were lifting the sky. Curl and arch. You can add that bottle breath. We're in that wheel plane or that sagittal plane. Now the arms, we're going to change. They're going to come forward. Now notice the backs of my hands are together. And then pull. It's like you're trying to touch your elbows behind you. The curl. The arch. And starting to take the tempo up a little bit. Heart rate comes up a little bit. 4 more. One more. And then we're going to do hug a tree. But I like the palms facing away and then opening the heart. Curl, arch, curl, arch. Let your eyes just go along with your spine. One more. Then we're going to cross grip. So we come across and then we open the arms. Curl to the arch. Curl to the arch. Curl to the arch. Let's take that to the diagonal, to the right, and open, and then transition over to the left, and open, transition over to the right. Good. So we take it onto that diagonal plane. Open. Let's do 4 more. 1 and 2. Notice that beautiful float at the top. And again. Good. And from here, let's gather. And like if you're gathering those fall leaves and then throwing them up in the air. Curl. And then throw them up in the air into your arch. Curls. Very expressive method of exercise. 2 more. And then this last one we're going to do in this plane is we're gonna do laughing Buddha. So the forearms come together, and then overhead, we make a beautiful halo. And then they come together in the curl. We go into the arch. Feel your arms rest onto your shoulder blades, so you don't have to feel like you're holding them up. So allow your shoulder blades to drop down your back, into that arch, come into your curl. And feel supported. The arms are supported on your back. 2 more. And last one. And rest. Beautiful. Okay, just check in with your body. Make sure you've got everything aligned. We're going to rotate to the right. So I like to keep my left hand right here, my left thigh. My right hand's here, and we're going to do like a 4-count wind up. I always think it's like a little ratchet. We're going to go and a little further. Other side. A little further. A little further. Now keep both of your sit bones drilling down so the leg doesn't come with you. So you've got that drilling down of your sit bones, that vertical lift up through your spine, that spiral again. A little further. A little further. All the way to the other side, scan the room. So don't let your focus stop and fixate on one thing. Last one. Drilling those sit bones down. Feel the oppositional move. Good, now singles, we go. And again, scan the room. Don't stop anywhere, you'll get dizzy. And now we're gonna do push-pull arms. So your palms are together, it's like you push-pull. And it's notice that the palms are staying with your sternum. They're not leading the way, okay? Now we're gonna take these into a diagonal. So push-pull arms into the diagonal. I kind of think of it's like rockabye baby. And then 4 across, again, to the horizontal. And to the diagonal. And to the cross. Diagonal. Now just 2 across. And 2 diagonal. 2 across and nice. Good. And diagonal. Good. Come to center. I want you to reach forward. I want you to think about sweeping your whole torso into a rotation to the right. Rock to the back side of the sit bones. You let your arm come forward. I call this the relay pass off. Oh, this is perfect for the relay. Relay for life. And then you're going to hand the baton. You're on the front side of the sit bones. And you're going to spiral off to the left. You rock to the back side of the sit bones. Your arm comes through. Get ready to pass on that baton. Off we go to the right. Rock to the back. Come forward. And inhale. And exhale. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Coming to center. We're just going to go to that side. So we're in our coronal plane, right? Our side bending, we're between 2 panes of glass. And that little bottle breath is there. You're probably getting pretty good at it right now. And allow your arm to drop down. And I always think like I'm pushing a racer along the floor, sliding it out. Keep your shoulders and your hips square to the front, your eyes square to the front. And then you can make this a little bigger, and I think of it as like I'm a little teapot, right? Short and stout, here's my handle, here's my spout, when you tip me over, right? And then I want you to do 1 more on each side, and we're gonna push the sky away. So we're gonna reach up, right? We have a little more vertical side arch going on. We get that beautiful stretch, like you're pushing the sky away. And then we're going to go into a barrel of monkeys. Let your hand slide under that chair if it can, and feel the centrifugal force of the arms as they move from your torso. 4 more. Oh, 1, a 2, a 3. Good. and a 4. Come to center. Wonderful. We're going to do, remember we went through the wave. We're going to do our wave here. So we're going to go into our arch, right? All the alignments, this is forward. We're going to hinge that forward as long as we can maintain that beautiful shape. Then we're going to press with our feet. We're going to come back. Now, don't come all the way out of this. Kind of stay in your curl a little bit, and then you're going to dive forward. So dive between your legs, and then reach forward with the crown of the head, the eyes, the nose, the chin, the chest. Let's do that again. We arch. Now this has what I call a cleansing breath. And curl, and a curl, and an arch. So let's do that again. It's like a long exhale. Ah. Curl, inhale, exhale, ah. Inhale. Now, let's take this over to the right. We're gonna, in this like right diagonal plane, we're gonna arch and curl and arch. We're gonna do that one more time. Arch, curl, curl. Now come up and find some vertical lift as we transition all the way over to the left. We're gonna arch over to the left and curl and arch again. Exhale and inhale and exhale. Good. Now come all the way over to this right again. And this time we're gonna kind of do a rotation and a wave. So you're rotating continually to the right as you arch. So it's like you're coming down between your legs and curl, and arch, or the outside of that right thigh is what you're kind of aiming at, even though you're probably not going to get there, right? Inhale and up. Transition all the way over the left. We arch, exhale, and inhale, and exhale, and inhale again. Arch, curl, with that rotation, curl, keep rotating. And then to the center. Now, with the center, bring your legs back together. Or bring your legs together. Good. And so what we're going to do is we're going to do a little bit of a hinge. So I'm going to take my left hand out to the right side of my thigh, and I want to rotate. And if you can, you're kind of hinging, right? You can see I'm hinging forward, keeping that nice, beautiful spine nice and long. And then if you want, you can open up the arm to try to help facilitate more of a rotation. And then you're going to come back, and you're going to do it the other side. Good. So the spine stays nice and straight. Pinch those shoulder blades together. That will keep your upper spine nice and elongated and lifted. And again, to the right, center, and left. Center. Good. Come back to the legs wide. And we're going to go to the arch, curl, curl, arch. We're going to wave again through the center. Arch and curl and arch. Again. Exhale and inhale and exhale. To the right, we go arch, curl, arch. Again, arch, curl. All the way to the left, arch. You're in that left diagonal, right? Your shoulders are squared to the floor. Exhale, curl. Now, lift tall, we're rotating. This is the one where we're going to do it on the diagonal. So we're going to go arch. And I like to use my hands on the outside of the thigh to help me rotate my navel wrap. Arch, curl, arch. Again, arch. Keep that rotation going, looking over that right shoulder. And then lift all the way over to the left. Here we go. You've got that rotation. You're kind of aiming for the outside of that thigh. Curl, arch. Again, arch, curl. Beautiful work for the spine. Let's come to the center. We're going to come forward. We're going to hinge forward. We're going to open that arm. You don't have to go very far. Beautiful rotation to the right. Come back. We change and open. Change, open. Draw the abdominals slightly in to support your spine as it hinges out and over. Good. And come back to center. Wonderful. We're going to just bring our arms out in front of us. We can interlace them if we want. And we're going to take it and we're going to do a big wave forward. And we're going to curl in. And so now your fingertips are facing into your chest. like this. And it's like you're scooping something up and making a circle in. And to do that again, up and circle in and up and circle in. I want you to reverse that. Go arch and bring it in. Let your arms rotate. Your fingertips come in. 2 more times. Arch and curl and arch and curl. Reverse. Arch into the sternum. Arch. Good. Reverse. Arch. Curl and arch and curl. Good. One to the other direction and reverse it. Good. Last time. Arch. In, reverse. Arch. Curl. And hold this shape. And really feel like you're a sail being hit by the wind straight on and you're billowing. And if more that you can press your palms together and your elbows reach out and you can feel the shoulder blades widening on your spine, you're going to draw your abdominals in with a very percussive breath and you go. So pull those abdominals in. We're going to do that 8 times. That was 1. And it's kind of like you squeeze everything, right? And gaze is slightly downward. And do 1 more. Now this time, do 1 with a squeezing breath. That means you're going to sustain that breath. You're going to go exhale. At the very long, like you're wringing out your abdominals, your breath, and last ditch effort, you give it a breath. Squeeze, and then release. Very nice. Okay, so let's move on to doing a little bit of legs. I want you to take your right leg. I want you to scoop, send it right out in front of you. I'm going to scoop back a little bit. So you take that right leg, and you're flexing it. Okay, so if you can't see it, I'm just like this. Yeah, okay. And then what I want you to do is I want you to lift. I want to feel you lift your ribs off of your pelvis. So you're not going to collapse. And you're going to hinge forward. Okay, and what happens is you get, I better stay on this. I'm sliding. You get this beautiful hamstring stretch off the back of your leg. Okay, and then come up. Kind of walk to the backside a little bit. You change legs. You're flexing your foot. So you're reaching that energy through your heel. You're pulling that sit bone back and you're hinging forward and back. Let's do that again. Flex. You can do your bottle breath, let a little bit of percussion to it. Good. Now let's do that as we point the foot. So point. Still getting a nice, beautiful stretch. You're hinging right at the hips. You're not collapsing your other body. Change. And good. Do that again, pointing. Now we're going to do the same thing. We're going to go out to the side. So we're going to go 4 flex. Here we go to the right. But the thing is with this one is your legs out to the side, but you're going to go through the center, okay? And then come back in and go ahead and shift. And you hinge forward. Getting a beautiful stretch down. Another angle of the leg, right? So flex it again, out to the side, hinge, and back, and hinge. Now we're going to continue out to the side, but we'll point, just like we did to the front. Keep your heart lifted, down through the center, and again. And good. Flex, front. Flex, now with the left, front. Now go point. And point. Now out to the side, flex, right, through the center. Good. And left, through the center. Point right, side, center, and point left. Good. Now let's circle around with a flex. So we're going to go flex right, flex left, side right, flex, side left, flex, point through the center. Let's cycle around with a point. Center right, center left, center side, center side. Good. Okay. Let's do what we're going to call a knee extension. You're going to press down a leg extension and you're going to come in. So I'm kind of like taking that heel, pressing it down and then scooping it up. Okay. And you can kind of lean forward, get a little momentum to help you lift that leg And go ahead and do that. Back to the right, but this time point it. And back, point left, and back, point right, and back, point left. Good. Now take your right leg, and I want you to take it out, knee, leg extension, and then cross it over if you can, anywhere it feels comfortable. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna grow tall, and we wanna keep that nice alignment of our spine, and we're gonna just slightly hinge forward, and you feel this beautiful stretch on the outside of your buttock and your outer thigh. So only go to where it feels right. I don't want you collapsing your upper body, and then come back, and then just extend it out and come forward. Let's do that. On the right, we kick, we cross, we hinge forward, get that nice stretch on that left piriformis side of the leg, and down. Let's do that again. Back to the right, kick and cross. And right here, I want you to take your hands, one on the calf, one on the outer thigh, and you're gonna kind of encourage an external rotation with both legs. So you can see I'm kind of encouraging that rotation as we hinge through the center. Hinge back, kick forward, and down. Okay, kick with the left, cross, spiral the leg open as we hinge forward, hinge back, kick, and down. We're gonna add on, okay? So we're gonna kick, we're gonna spiral, hinge forward, hinge back. Now we're gonna kick forward. Now we're gonna kick to the side. I want you to flex that foot if you can. And we're gonna do a lot of the side arch. So if you wanna encourage that side arch by putting your forearm at your hip crease, you can lift up and over and do a little side arch, and back you slide the leg in, okay? So we're gonna kick, we're gonna cross, spiral, open, hinge forward, hinge back, kick to the side, and a nice side arch over, and back. Let's do that one more time. Kick and cross, hinge forward, hinge back, kick to the side, up and over. Feel that encourage. You can scoop up into that hip socket, right? That side arch, and back. Again, kick, cross, forward, back, kick, side up and over. Beautiful. And back. And I just want you to just allow the legs to kind of relax for a second, kick them out, shake them out. And I want you to just lean back just a little bit. I want you to hook your forearm underneath your leg. And this is about a hamstring stretch. And just open that leg as much as you can. And then escort your leg back down. And then sit back and do it with the left and back. And forward, kicking. Going for that hamstring stretch, whatever it is in this position, right? You can see once you flex that hip, it kind of decreases the availability of that hamstring. So it's great, especially for that calf attachment. And last one. Good. And then what I want you to do is I want you to bring your leg up, and I want you to hold it. You can hold it with your calf. I'll give a side view of that. Good. And then release. And again, hinge back. And you can stay with this. This is perfectly fine to stay with this. We're going to add on, okay? Now, if you want, take one hand on the outside of that right, like right above or below the knee, and then one hand's trying to grab across to the outside of that right foot, okay? So if you can see that. And then we're gonna let it come down. We're keeping our spine lifted as you hinge back. And you're keeping the knee aligned with that right shoulder, right? Left knee, left shoulder. Now, you can stay with this. You can stay with the hands at the calf. Or if you want, you can extend that right leg. You can add a rotation to the right. And you can open up your beautiful heart and eyes. And come back and change. And open. You get a beautiful hamstring stretch with a rotation. Vertical lift up through your spine. And come in. One more each side. And. Good. And rest. Nice job. Yeah, that's good, huh? Okay, I think it's good. Okay, just tap out your heels. Go ahead and tap out your toes. Tap out your heels. Tap out your toes. Excellent. This next one is going to be, we're going to go into leg circles seated. But what I want you to know is when we move, we're moving from the upper thigh. And the lower leg and the foot are coming along for the ride, okay? So they don't have a mind of their own and get to move whichever way they want. You want to keep them aligned as if that upper thigh, lower leg and foot are all one piece. So when I open the legs, notice they all open together. And then I'm going to close from here. Inner thigh. So place your hands there and squeeze back to center. Place your hands on the outer thigh slightly down towards the knees and open from there. Put the hands on the inner thighs and close from there. Now, alignment, check to make sure you're aligned. As you open, as you close, notice as you open, you get taller. Somebody's pulling you up by a string. As you close, you get taller. It's just called narrowing. Open one more time and close. Now what we're going to do is we're going to kind of slightly go forward with our feet. We're going to open. We're going to draw the heels back just slightly. I don't want them really past, if you drop the plumb line down the back of your knees, it should land there, but not any further back. And then close from here. So we're kind of doing a circle. And kind of a suspended bottle breath. And then we can reverse that, right? And open and close. And beautiful. And rest. Okay, those are our leg circles and they go off from there, but that's perfect what we did today. And so what I want you to do is just start with a little bit of ankle circles. So if you can, rock to the front side of your toes. If you can't, don't to worry, just do what you can. And we're just kind of circling around our ankles. So we're coming to the front, to the outside, to the heel, roll to the center and out, right? So we're just doing some nice ankle circles right here. And then reverse that, right? Out and around. Out and around, out and around, out and around. And this next one is called inchworms. You know, it is so important that we take care of our feet. I think that's, sometimes we neglect them, we shove them in shoes and we just go out and we accessorize them with our shoes, but they really are the foundation of our standing. They do so much for us and they, 26 bones, we need to mobilize them, right? We need to keep them healthy. We need to keep the muscles and the tendons. And some of these exercises that we're going to be doing are going to help to do that and to give some love to our feet. So the next one is our inchworms. The inchworm is where your feet are kind of right out in front of you. You're going to squunch the toes under. You're bringing the heels closer to the bottom of your toes. Then you're going to open up your foot. You're going to reach your toes as far forward as you can, and then you're going to draw them together. We go 3 forward, heel, reach the ball of the foot away, squunch under. Now, press with the ball of the foot and come back with the heel and back and back. And I'm going to give a side view. So I think you can see my feet. Yeah. Okay. So forward, I'm reaching the ball of foot away, curl, reach, back it up. Heels pull away. Squunch it under, heels pull away, squunch it under, heels pull away. We do it again. Pull, 2, 3, back it up. 1, 2, 3. One more time. We go forward. 2, 3. We're just right on top of our sit bones. All of our anchor points are aligned. Well, let's do it one more time. It feels so good. 1, 2, 3. Back it up. 1, 2. Good. 3. Now tap those heels. That talus bone gets some mobilization. Sometimes it gets stuck, doesn't have any muscles attached to it, so it's pretty amazing little torque converter. That's why you and I can do so many wonderful things with our feet. Now tap your toes. Feel that in the front of the lower leg. Yeah, a little more challenging to coordinate, right? How often do we do this? And then go with your heels again. Bounce. And go back to those toes. Excellent. I love angels in the sand, so we're going to do it because I think it's nice for the outer lower leg. You're back into your midline connection and to your hippos, knees, first and second toe. If you can, place your hands between your knees and then press with your big toe and push the sand away. So just scrape along the floor. 4 of those out, then 4. Bring all the sand back into the center. Sweep it back in, then sweep it back out. Sweep it back in. Nice. Okay, shake it out. All right, the next thing I want you to do is just stand. You're gonna use your stool, so just place it off to the side. I think you can see my feet. And what we're gonna do here is we're gonna gently clasp our hands around our knees, just gently. we're going to do knee circles. So we're going to come forward. We're going to circle out to the outside of the foot, to the heel, to the inside of the heel, back up to the inside of the ball of the foot. So we're just circling around. You can see my knee circling, right? So we go. 2 more. Now circle the other way. Good. Now from here, bring your feet together, and we're going to come forward, and we're going to come forward. We're going to do slalom. Reverse. You go. So the knees are just circling around, right? And center. Grab your stool, your chair, and you're going to just use it here. We're going to do ankle circles. So what you're going to do is you're going to put your feet together. You're going to come up. No, actually, they're going to go apart. And you're going to come up and you're going to circle around. So this time we're focusing on the ankles. So up, circle, up, circle, up, circle, up, circle, reverse that, up, circle, cross the ball of the foot, back to the heel. Ball of the foot, heel, ball of the foot, heel. Bring the feet together. We do the same thing slalom, so they circle around, right? Reverse. Trying to do it side holding on is not working. So don't try that at home, okay? And one more. Good. And then run in place is like you're going to come up, and I really want you to feel pressing down with your right heel and pulling up your left. It's like try to find as much stretch and pull away as you can. Then come up as high as you can. You straighten both legs, and then you pull heel to heel away. Okay, so lift feels like someone's pulling you up through your abdominals, like a piston lift right there, and then change up and change up. And if you want, you can even roll over the top of the foot, make the change over the top of the foot, make the change. That's a lot on the toes, so if you're not used to it, give it a try, but it could be a lot. So if it is, just back off, something to work for, right? And change up, and change up, and change up, and change. 4 more. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. Excellent. Shake it out. Okay. Whew. Nice shaking out. Okay, you do not need your stool, so go ahead and move it away, or your chair. We're going to go into some of our standing work. So with the standing work, what I want you to just kind of think about, this is our, what I call steps. And so what you're going to do is you just kind of pull this leg up. So I always think like, I've got a clutch pedal, right? Remember the clutch? I've got a clutch pedal under my right heel, and I'm going to pull it up, right? So the clutch is releasing, and then I'm going to press it down, right? There's pressure, it's a big spring. So as you press it down, you get taller, and then you're going to shift your weight over to it. And then we're going to gather this foot up. The spring is coming up. Then you're going to press it down. Notice we're not touching yet, but we fully extended that leg, and then shift our weight. So we're going to absorb the spring, press it down, shift. Absorb and press, shift. Absorb, press, shift. Absorb, press, shift. Absorb. You can start to circle around, shift. Absorb, get taller. We can add our bottle breath, circling all the way around. Coming back to center, let's go the other way, to the left. Taller, to the center. So that's our steps, right? So now what I want you to do is take a step and then balance. So we got to practice our balance, right? Wouldn't be a class if we didn't. And so back over, balance, back over. We're getting a little tricky if we start to make it wider, and shift, balance. Bring your arms out to the side. Press through the palms, the hand point, what I call it. Balance. And then you can start to take the knee across. Good. And rest. Let's go to our steps. To the right. to the left. Get taller. Remember that leg is fully extending before you step onto it, right? Hands out to the side and to the left. Balance. Press out through those hands. And knee across. Good, and walk it around. Steps. Other direction to the right. Good, and then just take a walk into a figure 8 and around through the center and around and the center, reverse around. So we always love to go one way in our figure 8s, don't we? We feel so comfortable. And then it really kind of messes with our mind and our coordination. Let's go through one more time. When we encourage it to go in ways that it doesn't so pattern to do, and then come through your center and take a breath. And just let the energies settle down. And if you feel comfortable, I want you to go ahead and close your eyes in that center point. And just notice the alignment of your spine. And just allow your spine to continue to move organically as it would naturally move. So you may feel a continuation of a figure 8. You may feel a front and back motion, side to side. Or you may feel completely grounded in the energy, just moving vertically up to the heavens and down and rooted to the earth. And allow those energies to settle into the center. Reach your fingertips, every finger down to the earth. I want you to spiral that whole arm open and up and come all the way up. And in this point, I want you to allow those arms to rest back onto your spine. I want you to kind of reach and do a reach, like if you were climbing up a rope, right? And feel the length of your spine. I'm going to move that a little bit. Length of your spine as you reach and reach and reach. And then reach with both hands all the way up. Find yourself being stretched in both directions. Inhale, exhale, allow those arms to release back down. Again, reach your hands down to the ground, spiral the arms open, inhale. When do they get to the top? Feel the length through your spine. Exhale, release. Inhale, coming up, inhale. Up. Now this time, interlace your fingers, press them to the sky. Feel like you're squeezing a yoga block between your upper arms. Find the length of your spine. Exhale, release them down. One more time as you inhale, bring the arms up. Let the palms come together. Let them slide down in front of your face. All the way down. Inhale one more time, gather that energy up. Now this time let the palms allow the energy, push it through your whole body, pelvis, torso, legs. One more time, inhale, bring the arms up. Allow them to come again into your heart center. Nice inhale into your heart. Feel the width in your back and exhale. Thank you very much. Thank you. I honor you for coming here and supporting the American Cancer Society today. We also appreciate and the effort that you put into your class. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, you guys. I don't know, Blaine, do you take it away?
Well, that's about it. Thank you so much, everybody. I hope everybody enjoyed that. I know I did. Feeling a little taller,
Yeah.
unwound, which is nice. Great way to start the weekend for sure. So thank you guys again. So take care.
Have a wonderful day. Mwah.
Bye.
And
Thank
stay
you.
safe. Don't breathe too deep.